was a very solid quarter, very high quality beat, and people are looking at where the stock has run. There was obviously a lot of expectation heading into the print, but I thought it was a very high quality quarter, and we're sort of picking.
So you'd buy this dip?
Yeah, I think it's a great long-term investment. I think Nike is clearly dominant globally. Adidas and Under Armour are trying to play catch up, but for Nike with its size and its global footprint to have growth in the consistently in the sort of mid to high single digits on the top line is phenomenal in my mind.
Liz, to Sarah's sort of question and your answer, none of the notes that have come out today have really pointed to a reason that could explain 6% downside. I guess it can only really come back to the valuation and the way the shares had run up coming into this.
Yeah, it's trading at the high end of its historic range. I think something like 70% of the analysts that cover it like it. And so it might have just been a little bit overloved, and there were high expectations heading into this to this print.
I mean, I guess you could try to figure out where's the growth going to come from next. It's always a concern when you have such a big company. But Nike laid out on the call yesterday, they said there's plenty of opportunity in the women's business, which they're going after hard, in digital, and then China, they said, is still in early stages. Which of those to you represents the biggest opportunity for growth?
I think China is the biggest opportunity, but women's is certainly, I would say China is the biggest opportunity, weighted for what I actually believe. Women's, they've been trying for a really long time. It's frustrating to see that this company really hasn't, I don't think, cracked the code.
Why is that?
I think a lot of the things that came out over the last year about the culture at Nike might have played a part, but I think that they're starting to get there. Certainly they have a big, impressive women's business. I shouldn't minimize that, but I think based on where they wanted to be at this point, it's a lot smaller than where they wanted to be. So both women's and China are huge opportunities, and just this whole consumer direct strategy that they're focused on.
How are they doing relative to the likes of Under Armour and Adidas?
I think, I think Adidas is clearly making some strides in the U.S. The Yeezy business was small. Now they're accelerating it. It's clearly been a real success for them. But at the same time, they're losing share elsewhere. Adidas is losing share elsewhere. So they have a focus problem. They look over here and something slips out the door over there. Where Nike is really able to focus on multiple fronts and grow their business across geographies, across categories. So while we might see a little bit of movement at the margin on the basketball business with Nike versus Adidas, I really think Nike is a long-term dominant player. Under Armour, I think that stock is expensive. I think that that investors are believing that they'll expand their operating margin, and it's just, it needs to grow into its valuation in my mind.